Lethal, you're here for this uncharacteristically short episode of The False Face, where I'm joined by none other than Isdal of the legendary I, who are celebrating this weekend the 20th anniversary of this very shiny copy of one of my favourite records of all time, Between Two Worlds. The band has only ever played live once before, at the Hole in the Sky Festival 20 years ago, so they're playing their second performance this weekend at Fire in the Mountains. They're closing on Sunday night. Arve is also playing with Enslaved on the Saturday evening, so if you're in Montana, get up the mountain. I would love to join you, but I don't have the finance or geographical proximity to make that happen. Arve graciously set aside some time for me during his press run for the new Audrey Horne album, Achilles, which is out on the 4th of September on Napalm Records. The lead single for that, Insanity, is out now. Give it a listen, it's class. But it was very, very gracious of him to take 20 minutes to me to talk about 20 years of this great record, and I squeezed as much information out of him as I could about the writing, the recording, the lack of touring for it, the follow-up that came in the form of the Demonaz album, March of the Norse, a few years later, whether he'd like to do more of it, whether they plan to do more of it. Yeah, as much as I could get out of him in 20 minutes, I got out of him. If you're watching this video before the 25th of July 2026, you can join me for a premiere live stream on Saturday evening at 9 p.m. UK time, where Nick Barker and I will be in the comments for a repeat of his Vampire commentary. So if you have any questions that you want to ask about that album, ask them in the comments and Nick will graciously respond. We're also going to be running this as a fundraiser, so if you want to make any donations to Nick for his GoFundMe campaign, you can do so through YouTube. First time for this channel, and every penny of that will be going straight to Mr. Barker, who, as you may be aware, needs some help financially till he can get back on his feet because he's still in ongoing dialysis treatment for a range of health conditions. Send him a quid, send him a fiver, send him the cost of a copy of a CD that you listen to online for free, and we'll see you Saturday evening. As always, friends, The False Face is presented in association with Mental Health for Metalheads, which looks like this. Beautiful hand-painted cover art by Ed Repke. The link to buy the book is in the description below. You'll also get interior art from John Cowan, aka 1024, and most recently of Murrow. And the book has over 666 things that you can practice to try and improve your mental well-being, and it comes thoroughly and forcefully endorsed. Grab it. The show is also proudly presented in association with Barker's Blastfest, an all-day death metal extravaganza taking place in October in Manchester to raise money for Nick Barker's GoFundMe campaign. More details about Blastfest are available if you follow the links that you can see on screen. For next week's episode of The False Face, I'm back to my usual far too long shenanigans for a long-awaited chat with Blast Vader himself, none other than David Gray of the almighty Acker Kaka. But all that remains for me to say with regards to this episode is thank you for spending any of your time here on The False Face. It's a stone cold gas to have you, and if you like the video, you can tell YouTube using one of these. If you want to subscribe to the channel, I have more interviews with great musicians here. Lots of metal guys, but increasingly less metal guys too. Trying to broaden the scope a little bit. And if you want to have a chat in the comments below, I'd love to hear from you. As always, I reply to each and every one of them, even when you're saying horrible things. No, I'm only joking, that doesn't really happen. And it better not start. But if you're in Montana, yeah, head up the mountain this weekend. Sunday evening, you can catch Isdal, Necroman, Armagedda on drums, and our Lord and Saviour, the mighty Abbath Demonaz on lead vocals and guitar. Till the next time, like, subscribe, love yous, see ya.
Hi.
Good evening, Arve, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very good as well, yeah. Thanks for asking. It's good to see you, thanks for taking the time.
Sure.
We've got 20 minutes and we're going to talk 20 years of Between Two Worlds, which if I can pay you a compliment, and hope this doesn't make you, I hope this doesn't embarrass you, but this is my favourite guitar solo record of all time, and that's because you played the guitar solos on it, so let's get to talking about that. 20. Thanks. Well, listen, I gotta say it because it's the truth. I remember from the first moment I heard this album, I didn't know who you were, and about 2 minutes and 17 seconds into it, Abbath Demonaz literally introduces you by name as you rip into that first solo. So as Isdal, actually I was amazed whenever I discovered a couple of years ago what your surname was, and I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. So I was late to the party on that one. But tell me, this album features everybody who was in the original lineup of Immortal, plus TC King played bass on the record. How did you get involved?
Well, it started actually with um, me and Abbath has some mutual friends. I didn't know him well back then. We probably met at the local pub, but yeah, he was taking or they were taking a break from Immortal, or I guess they didn't know what was happening at that time, and he had some ideas for a new thing. I don't know if it was going to be. I don't know if he had a band in mind or anything at that point, but we got introduced and he asked if I wanted to work with him because he wanted a second guitar player because he was only playing, he was alone in Immortal playing guitar, and he was like, I always wanted a second guitar player, probably like Kiss or like a lot of the classic bands and stuff. So, and I also had like a home recording studio or a studio setup. So we just tried it out and it worked out great. So we kept working on it for I think a couple of years. I think we started back in 2002. It was more or less the same time I started in Enslaved.
Yeah,
I So yeah, we just kept on writing and working on the arrangements and for at least a couple of years before anyone else got involved. So, but as it like evolved and we got more and more songs ready, we were like, we should put together a band.
yeah,
And I mean, he was like, yeah, I want Armagedda on drums because he was the first Immortal drummer, and he's a really good like heavy metal drummer because this was more like in the vein of that. It wasn't like really fast black metal stuff. So he thought that he would fit well in. And I was also playing with TC King in Audrey Horne at that time.
hmm,
So we were close friends. So I was like, what about trying out him? So yeah, then we put the band together when we more or less had the whole record ready.
yeah.
And so we rehearsed a bit and then recorded it basically.
I mean, I remember it being promoted by Nuclear Blast at the time as a supergroup. How do you feel about that term?
I don't like it.
Yeah, I can imagine so because it kind of it trivializes it a little bit, doesn't it? Rather than it being I don't know, it sensationalizes it a little bit. But um, what about the? I mean, am I right in saying that you guys only ever played the one show, or was there?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know.
it's just the one. What would you have liked to have played more shows, or was this conceived as a project? How did you feel about that at the time?
Well, at the time, it was never intentional just to play one show because, like you said, the whole super group thing is I don't like it because it didn't fit for us at least because it wasn't like that. For me, a super group is when you just put people together because they got big names and stuff,
Hmm.
and I was kind of a bit the opposite of what we did. So we were more like trying to make a new band. And so we definitely the plan was to play a lot of more shows. We had some offers for really good tours at the moment and stuff. But then I think what happened was that TC King was in Gorgoroth at the time. I was in Enslaved, and both those bands were touring a lot at the time. And yeah, suddenly I think maybe
It
Abbath
just
got tired of waiting and stuff, and they figured out that in the end, that they were going to do the Immortal reunion
that's
of
right.
doing some summer shows and stuff. So yeah, then I started focus on that, and it just
It just sort of just didn't happen.
yeah.
What was that for? What was that first show? Well, that only show at the time. What was it like?
I remember it was extremely hot
Yeah,
because it was at a festival here in town. The Hole in the Sky it was called.
that's right.
like the yeah, it's kind of the same guy or some of the same people behind it that are now doing the Beyond the Gates festival.
Yes.
That, getting big. So it was totally packed and really, really hot because I think the air conditioning in that place didn't work properly. So I don't remember that much of the show really, but it I think it was a fun show to do. But
Do you remember? Did you just play the full record front to back, or and did you play anything that wasn't on the album?
honestly, I can't remember. I think we played the whole album more or less, but I'm not sure if we did include the bonus tracks or not.
Yeah, because I was going to say the album's really well. It's really well arranged. It opens with two. It's a 1-2 punch to open with, and then you get to Mountains. I think is track 5, which is your epic, and then it kind of slows down for a little bit, and then it closes with Cursed We Are, which is just a brilliant closer. It's almost like it's designed to be played live, and then you do one show and disappear for 20 years. So that's a shame. I mean, we'll get to talking about this weekend show as well, but I wanted to ask you in relation to your guitar solos on that album, because they're all really this is the right word. They're very sing-alongable. They're extremely musical. It's not shreddy. It's very, very careful, considerate note choice and placement. And I wanted to ask how much time did you put into the composition of your leads, Arv, in terms of, would you just sit down with the guitar with the track and see what comes out, or would you would you take a lot of time over those guitar solos, because they're all wonderful. There's not a dud on that entire album.
Uh, I, I I don't remember everything, but I think in the beginning when we first put a song or two together, because Abbott was like clear, I want a lot of guitar solos and I want like a second guitar, and you're gonna be the lead player. So we just tried. I tried out something, and I remember the first lead I played for him. I don't even remember what song it was on, maybe Far Beyond the Quiet or something.
Mm-hmm.
He just loved it, and it was like, yeah, it's perfect. It's exactly how I want it.
Just do more of that.
Mm. So yeah, just go on and don't think so because um, we more or less comes from a lot of the same influences. Like obviously, Kiss is a big influence for him, and
Mm-hmm.
it was the first band that got me into this whole thing.
Yeah,
And that's what I really like about his solos and these are that you can sing all of them.
yeah,
And for me, that's yeah, it is a lot bigger than like doing a lot of shredding stuff that's not memorable.
yeah,
But it's also, of course, got to do with how the music is, because I mean, in like more aggressive kinds of music, it would maybe not make sense to
yeah,
to have all those bluesy solos because then you need more energy and stuff. But I mean, that's always been my approach to it.
yeah.
Is yeah.
And
So
it's the same with Enslaved as well. Like you kind of have that freedom to just,
yeah. So I think it's the same there. I have a lot of like rock and roll influences and
yeah.
use like pentatonic scales, and that's
No, it's a really good fit. I mean, it's kind of how I discovered Enslaved was there was a Storm Sun was on a promo CD that came on the front of a magazine over here that I had bought for a different reason, and I heard it and I thought, oh man, that's really, really, really good. And then I went and looked and saw that I think at that stage you guys had 15 albums, and I thought, man, I'm too old. I don't have time for 15 albums. And then I saw that you were involved, and I thought, oh look, it's Isdal from Between Two Worlds. So I went back to Below the Lights and thought I'll start here and work my way forwards, and then just work my way up. And like, it's no exaggeration, you guys are my favorite band, and I'm so excited by what you've been doing recently with Spirit Helper and the shanty stuff. Is really, really interesting. But no, we'll come back to Between Two Worlds. In terms of was the Demonaz album, did you ever feel like that was almost like a sort of follow-up to Between Two Worlds? Because obviously Armagedda was on there, Demonaz, Hairbrand Larson was involved too, and with a lot of similar sort of musical DNA. Did it feel like almost like a continuation of Between Two Worlds, just without Abbath?
Uh, that's a good question. I've never thought about that. Maybe, at least the way it turned out, because I mean, Demonaz was, of course, involved in. He was writing the lyrics for the I album,
That's
so
right.
I also started to became good friends with him. Hanging out, we hang out a lot. So he also likes. A short while after we released the I album, he was like, "I also have some solo stuff I want to release. Can you work on me with like pre-productions and stuff?" And in the beginning, it was really different. It was more like a Fields of Nephilim kind of
Yeah.
vibe that he had. And we tried out that, but I think he kind of felt that it wasn't quite the way he wanted
Mm-hmm.
to sound or go. So then we kind of turned those songs into like with a more heavy production
Yeah.
in the pre-production. So
And you're still working with Demonaz. I mean, you produce. Did you produce War Against All or Mix? You
yeah,
definitely involved with that. It's nice to see that there's so many creative partnerships on Between Two Worlds that still sort of exist. I mean, like you played bass for Abbath live a couple of years ago, as well. Was there ever any talk or of you joining the solo Abbath band with King and him?
yeah, they asked me and wanted me to be a part of it in the beginning, but it I just didn't have the time because I mean we were doing so much with Enslaved, and I also got Audrey Horne. So
Yeah,
at that time, at least, it would be impossible to combine all that stuff. So then they would have to turn down a lot of gigs and stuff, and it just wasn't the time for it, for
yeah.
me at least. So
It's
I
a
mean,
shame. Like it's a great record. That first one in particular is extraordinary, I think, as well. But
yeah, I love it, but yeah, so I wish I could be a part of everything because I love music and I love collaborate with musicians and different personalities. But yeah, it's just not enough time.
it's a shame there's just not enough time in the world. Tell me this: how are you getting on with prep for this weekend? Obviously, you've got two big shows this weekend because you're playing with Enslaved on Saturday, I believe, and then Between Two Worlds on Sunday. This is a really short question: who's playing bass this weekend?
On the Between Two Worlds stuff.
Yeah,
It's
is it a secret, or maybe I shouldn't ask?
no, I don't think it's it's funny story. It's actually the guy who came in and stepped in for me in Abbath first, and then got like a regular because I didn't have time, obviously, to be in all bands.
Ah, it's Necroman, isn't it?
So yeah, so he's it's the bass player who's been playing for with Abbath on his solo stuff.
Nice one. And how's prep going for Between Two Worlds? Then you guys must be deep into it by this stage.
Yeah. It's going really good. We rehearsed today, and we're gonna have the final rehearsal tomorrow with everyone at least, because I travel like tomorrow night. So yeah, I think we're ready.
Do you get
So
anything special in store? Any surprises?
maybe.
Yeah, of course, because you can't say. I'm hoping to get this out before the show, which should be no problem. I don't know if there's any tickets left, and it'll probably not. I mean, anyone that wants to go is going to be on their way to Montana already, probably anyway. But there's no chance of the show like that being recorded or anything. I don't know. I don't think Fire in the Mountains does be professionally filmed.
No, not that I know. So
Yeah,
probably not. But
and
we have a show in Norway as well in mid-August. So
are you playing a show in Norway?
yeah.
I should have known about that. I don't know how I missed that. So that kind of takes care of my next question, which was going to be: are you guys going to do some more of this then?
Yeah.
Nice one. And obvious follow up, Arv. Nearly afraid to ask it. Possibility of a second record?
I don't know. At this moment, I think not, but you never know. I mean,
You'd want to do it though, right?
It would be fun, of
Yeah,
course.
it would be
Like
brilliant.
I said, I love to make music, and so
Yeah, it's brilliant. Right, well, I'll let you go in a couple of minutes. I just want to give a quick plug, obviously, as well. New Audrey Horne is out in start of September. Achilles is out on the 4th of September on Napalm, and Insanity is brilliant, and that's out already, so folks can check that out. But are you doing anything exciting with Enslaved this weekend with regards to Spirit Helper? And obviously, kind of has its roots in that festival. And I mean, is this the kind of thing we could maybe expect to see a collaboration with Blackfeet Nation or anything like that? Or again, can you say nothing? You see, I'm putting you on the spot. I've made this really awkward. I
yeah.
shouldn't have asked, but yeah,
We have, I think we've gone out with that. We have a big surprise. So yeah,
yeah. Okay, no, this
to
is
wait
cool.
and see.
It's going to be a good week. It's going to be a good weekend. All right, I'll leave you with this one. What's your favorite track on that album, if you can pick one?
Uh, it varies a bit. I mean, I really like the song "Far Beyond the Quiet"
Hmm.
these days. Warriors have been obviously one of my favorites, but that one we played live, Abbath has played live.
That's right. I saw him play that. Yeah, it was brilliant.
Yeah, yeah, so,
Especially the ending is so exciting, such high energy.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. And I also like the bonus tracks. That they're a lot of fun to listen to now because it's been years since I've listened to them.
yeah. Did you play the guitar? You know, the middle bonus track is just guitar. Did you guys both play on that, or is it just you, or is it just him, or what's the?
That is a good question. We talked about it because I have forgotten all about it because it's only on some versions available.
Yeah,
So we listened to it on at rehearsal like a week or two ago, and we were like, we've forgotten about this.
yeah.
Is that us? Who's playing who's what? So we're not sure.
Be good.
Yeah, I think it's the two of us, but who's playing what?
Yeah.
Sure. I don't recall. It's been a while. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, listen, you're very busy with promo. I really, really appreciate this. Maybe we could do it again sometime if there's new Enslaved or something down the line somewhere. Maybe could have you back and have a chat sometime with a bit of proper time. But like, have a great weekend. Two big shows. I mean, it's going to be brilliant. And if I had unlimited money, I'd be there too. But yeah, listen, Arv, Isdal, thank you very much for your time, and thank you again for the album. 20 years of this absolute masterpiece, which I have bought for all of my friends over the years, and is just probably my favorite thing that you ever did. It's either that or this one, and my favorite thing that Abbath ever did. Demonaz, Armagedda, King, everyone. So thank you very much for your time, and yeah, good luck, all the
Excellent.
best.
Thank you.
See ya. Bye. Bye. Bye.